Hey, what's up guys? Dan the Marketing Man here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the sales process that my agency used to clear $1 million in revenue. Over the last 3 years, it's been an insane journey. I actually went from like almost getting evicted twice to now at a 7-figure agency. And yeah, super grateful. I've literally documented the whole journey. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did to get that amount in sales. I'm going to show you my full sales process. I'm going to break it down. For my agency, we've actually always used a 2-call close system. So I'm going to show you guys how we generate those interested inquiries, qualify them, and then get them on a sales call so there's a better chance of closing those deals. So if you're still watching this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because it's free and it really helps me. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is talk about the methods of outreach. So this is actually part of my free training that I have. If you guys want to check that out, check the link in the description. But regardless, this is what I want to show you guys as the main methods of outreach. So starting from the left, we have cold calls. And then under that, I put the list of niches that perform the best, right? With these types of methods of outreach. So in our case, when we talk about cold calls, real estate is number one. Very easy to reach out to the decision maker. Same thing with insurance agents. Attorneys, it's a 50-50. Sometimes you'll get a gatekeeper, sometimes you get the attorney. Contractors, cold calls is really good too, because you sometimes get those really small crews who, want to start to scale, and those are your ideal clients anyways when you're beginning your SMMA. Sometimes, again, if you're working with like bigger contracting companies, you'll actually get a gatekeeper, but it's still not that tough to get past them. In the middle, we have cold/warm DMs. Now, again, not every single niche is here. I would say cold DMs work in almost every single niche, but the ones that I have here are agencies, coaches, and then I also have some other examples of groups that you can join, like active groups on Facebook. LinkedIn, I know, also has groups and stuff. And then inbound strategies like posting content to social media to get people attracted to your services. And then, of course, last but not least, e-commerce, SaaS companies, big corporations, and most local services will actually have a good result with the cold emails. And I actually just released a video on that. I'll put it on the screen right here, how I've ran cold emails for a week and got 2 deals for $1,500. I've actually never ever had cold emails work before up until now. So it's super exciting to be able to share that with you guys because I finally got to work. So now with that being said, now that we know, the methods of outreach, the most popular ones, and what niches have the best result with each method of outreach, let's get into the next part where we're going to talk about the actual case studies. These are live numbers from when I started my agency. So my first month ever in agency, I think, was October of 2020. I didn't track anything because I was just, starting, and I actually did hit 10K that month, but I only was able to start recording my results and my numbers starting from the second month. So November of 2020, election month, everybody was super scared. There was a lot of uncertainty in the markets that I was calling in because I was calling the US market. And you can see I made 800 dials, 137 live answers, 56 emails sent. So about 40% of the people that I was talking to were actually interested in seeing more. And then you can see under that, I made $7,962 in revenue. Then for the third month, technically the second month, I doubled the numbers. And the reason why I did that is because I was like, damn, well, if that worked, let me double it. But not only that, for the niche that I was in, which was real estate, it starts to really slow down at this time of year. So I knew that if I wanted to make the same, if not more, I had to dial even more. Literally, look at the numbers. I doubled it, did 1,600 dials, 262 live answers, and then 62 emails sent. I actually had a less amount of conversions, but the reason why is because I started to qualify people more, and we're about to get into that. I started qualifying people more and not going for volume after that month. But you can see still, even with technically the same amount of emails sent, we still actually cleared $10,295 for that month in new business. So yeah, I was doing cold calls at that time. I was also doing LinkedIn because it wasn't nerfed super hard. So you can see with these 3 campaigns, we ended up doing 137 replies. 7 people turned into showed appointments, and then we had 2 deals for $3K, which resulted in $6,000 in revenue on top of the cold calls, which was really cool. And then cold email. So again, this wasn't during 2020. This was literally just like March of 2023 because I finally got my cold email to work. But you can see I sent 1,100 emails, but rounded down. So 1,000 emails sent, 69% open rate, 15 replies with a 2.8% reply rate, 5 people interested, 4 showed, and we had 2 deals for $1,500. It says 1,500 at the bottom, was actually 1,500 times 2, so 3K in revenue. Pretty good. And that was from just 1 week of cold emailing with like a really broad message. It was not personalized at all. So I feel like if I had like a smaller list that was more targeted and personalized, I would have a way better result and make, the same amount, if not more money with doing even less work. That's my cold email. And then this is what I wanted to really talk to you guys about. So the sales process behind everything. So that's my methods of outreach. That's how I'm getting people interested. connected with these channels, and then any interested lead that I get, I put them through this funnel. And essentially I'll send them a video sales letter, and then from there I'll ask, hey, once you've seen this information about, our offer and what we do, is it okay if I check in with you, once you've done that? And most of the time, if they're open to at least giving you their email, they're gonna say sure. I rarely ever get people that tell me, no, don't call me, just send me info. Usually if they want to see info, they're fine with you just checking in after. So there's a 2-call close system here. So all the methods before were attracting people, getting them interested in the offer, and then call number 1 is qualifying them. So the point of the call number 1 is to make sure that number 1, they actually have money to buy your service, depending on how much your service is. And then number 2, you want to gauge their interest. How interested are they in actually working with you or in your offer at all? So let me kind of break down each one. And then of course, call number 2 is a sales call. So this is what it looks like when we get to converting an interested lead. This is an example of a solar company that we reached out to on Instagram. I'll just kind of read through the conversation. So, hi, is this the right place to ask a question? Horrible first line. But then you can see, good morning, what's your question? I saw that installing solar panels can save me on bills, right? And then the reply, yes, it can. Going solar can offset your electric bill, especially after April 14th when the rates change on your electric usage. And then my VA says, that's perfect. I'm in the real estate space and I work with homeowners in Canyon Lake who want solar panels, but I have nobody to refer them to, is what he meant to say. I was looking around for a referral partner. Maybe we can help each other. And the guy replies, of course, I'm actually installing in Canyon Lake today. I do most of my work there. My VA says, if it's okay for you, I can share my referrals. We talk to them one-on-one, and if they qualify and show interest, we refer them to you for $60 each. And then he says, yeah, that sounds good. Can we talk on the phone? Boom. Now we got somebody at least interested in the first initial offer. Now it's time to do a call number 1. So just kind of break this down a little bit. This is not the best way to do a cold DM. I probably would have personalized it a little bit more, but this is just an example from a VA that I recently hired, and they're on commission basis. That's the types of conversations you get when you don't really do that much training, but this was for a different agency anyways, not my actual agency. So we get the interested lead, and then we do a 3 to 5 minute call on the follow-up, right? So imagine this guy didn't just say, hey, call me. We would then say, hey, is it cool if I call you after you've seen this information, right? Once we send them like a video sales letter. Then they say yes. We call them back the next day. Hey, what's up? It's Dan. How are you? And they'll be like, Dan? Or they might be like, oh yeah, Dan, how are you? And then I'll be like, hey, what's going on? I just wanted to check in. We talked yesterday. Did you see the email I sent you? Now, most of the time, they're going to say, oh man, no, I didn't get a chance to see it yet. But regardless, even if they say yes or no, regardless of what they say, perfect, that's why I was calling. I wanted to schedule 15 minutes with you on Zoom so I can show you how it all works, what time works best. And then most of the time you'll get people like to schedule a call, and then they'll be like, yeah, call me, let's do 3 p.m. whatever. Otherwise you'll get like maybe 1 or 2 objections. Who are you? How does this work? Which of course then you can direct them to the email. Hey, that's why I sent you this email. But let's go further and I'll explain. So they schedule a time with you. Okay, great. And I just had a few questions about what you do exactly. Just curious, like how are you getting new leads right now? Okay, great. And how many jobs are you getting per month right now? Or how many deals do you do? Wow, that's pretty good. And where would you like to be realistically? Or like how much more can you handle right now? Okay, great. So this information we're going to use on the sales call as the gap, right? Where they're at and how our service is going to help them hit that goal. So earlier I talked about, I was going to explain what I meant. So going back to the schedule meeting part of this little script. If they say that they don't want to schedule a meeting with you, that they want to see the information first, that's why you're calling. So imagine I say this, did you see the email I sent you? No, I didn't see it yet. Perfect. That's why I was calling. I wanted to schedule 15 minutes with you on Zoom so I can show you how it all works. What time works best? And they may say something like, yeah, I just want to see the email first. Yeah, no worries. I'm going to give you more time to see the email. I just want to schedule a call in because I need like only 1 or 2 people in that area. Worst case scenario, you hate me, you hate what you see. You can always cancel. I just want to at least schedule it in because I really need someone in the area. What time works best? So you're giving them permission to hang up on you or cancel the meeting. Again, this is things that we do just to make it easier to get that yes. So that's the call number 1, right? Qualifying them, gauging their interest, making sure they want to commit time again to a second call, because if they're really interested, they will commit more time. And then from there, we do the actual sales call. So the sales training is a whole other thing. I have live calls on that, but this is essentially the framework for the sales call. So intro, hey, welcome in. This is a sales call. I'm going to ask you questions to see if we can work together. And if we can, I'll show you the price and then show you how it all works, okay? And then qualifying questions, right? So you already have some of this information from the call number 1, right? Because you asked about their current situation, where their gap is, right? The qualifying questions, you can just reiterate that, confirm that, get them thinking about problems in their company, how you can solve those problems. Then the trial close, we show them the price straight away. As long as they're qualified, we showed them the price. So imagine we do the intro, qualifying questions. Okay, great. I think I got everything I need for now. So with that said, I'm going to show you the price. I know on most calls like this, usually you don't get shown that till the end, which is pretty backwards to me because if it's out of your budget, you just wasted a bunch of time. So yeah, let me just kind of show you what we got. Then you'll show them either a page with like, I don't know, something including like everything in your service and the price. So here's the price. And the two things that I think we can really help you out with is nurturing those leads, because you said that you have an issue with the follow-up, and then also getting qualified appointments, like getting somebody to schedule those on your calendar. I think those two things in our service would really help you specifically. But do you have any questions on what's included or the price? And if they're okay with the price at that point, then you know that they're going to be okay with the price at the end, which is why at the end we'll always like inflate the price a little bit in the beginning and then offer them a discount towards the end of the call if they sign up within the next 24 hours, just to create some urgency. But also because if they say yes to 3K, they're definitely going to say yes to 2K. So that's just an easy way. We call that price anchoring to get another yes. Then we show the demo, then we do the close. That's pretty self-explanatory. So that's really it. If you have any questions on that, please leave a comment in the description. I have a really small community, so if you have a question, chances are I will answer that. And if you had any questions about my B.O.S.S program or other students that I'm working with right now, please check that out also in the description or schedule a call with me right now. But with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because it's free and it really helps me. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys.